Some reptiles look like they came from another planet, and today you're about to meet the weirdest ones ever seen. First up, a snake with two heads that both try to eat at the same time. Then there's a creature that looks like it couldn't decide. Half crocodile, half lizard, and it's 100% real. You'll also meet the world's smallest snake, so tiny it can curl up inside a spoon. And don't blink or you'll miss the pink lizard that lives like a worm, buried deep underground, hiding from the sun. These are not just strange, they're nature's most jaw-dropping creations. Two-headed snake mystery. Now this is wild. Imagine one snake, but with two heads that don't even get along. This rare creature is called a two-headed milk snake, and yes, it's completely real. Each head has its own brain, which means they can fight over food or argue about which direction to crawl. It's not just weird, it's a survival nightmare. This strange condition is called bicephaly, and it's super rare in nature. Milk snakes usually grow about 14 to 69 inches long, but when two embryos don't split properly inside the egg, a two-headed snake is born. Double the trouble in one body. But having two brains in one body isn't as cool as it sounds. In the wild, this snake has a hard time staying alive. It's like nature's version of a buy one, get one free deal with a catch. Each head wants to do its own thing, so even simple things like hunting or moving can turn into a mess. The snake has to balance the thinking of two heads, but only one body can move. It's fascinating, strange, and a bit sad. A true example of how weird and wonderful nature can be. Half crocodile, half lizard. This strange creature looks like it came from the age of dinosaurs. Found near the cool riverbanks of southern China and northern Vietnam, the Chinese crocodile lizard looks like a tiny crocodile with a long, scaly tail. It spends most of its time chilling in clear water, moving through streams like it owns the place. With its rough skin and strong body, it can grow up to 17 inches long and swims like a natural. It's no ordinary lizard. It's part crocodile, part dragon. Here's something wild. It's known as the sleepy lizard because it loves to rest. During the cold season, this lizard can spend up to 90% of its time just sleeping. And it doesn't complain about food either, eating whatever it finds. With its relaxed attitude and unique look, it can live peacefully in the wild for around 10 years, never losing its ancient, powerful charm. World's smallest snake ever. This creature looks more like a moving thread than a real snake. Meet the Barbados thread snake, the tiniest snake on Earth. It's so small that people often mistake it for a worm. You'll only find this snake on the island of Barbados, and even fully grown, it's just 4 inches long. That's shorter than most fingers. But despite being so tiny, it's a real snake with scales, a tongue, and all the moves of its bigger cousins. Here's the amazing part. This little snake survives by eating termites and ant larvae. Those tiny insects are just the right size for its small mouth. Nature designed this snake perfectly for its island life, where big prey just doesn't exist for it. Even though it's small, it plays a big role in its environment, a true wonder of the animal kingdom hidden in the Caribbean soil. Pink lizard that lives like a worm. This strange little creature looks like a pink worm wearing tiny arms. It's called the Mexican mole lizard, and it's unlike anything you've ever seen. Found in Baja California, Mexico, this reptile isn't really a worm or a lizard. It belongs to a rare group called amphisbaenians. Its bright pink body is covered in tiny segments that help it slide through the ground like a puppet underground. With only 2 small clawed arms and no back legs, it digs easily in sandy soil. It doesn't have ears like us, but it can feel vibrations in the ground through its skin. That's how it hears what's around it. It eats ants, termites, and other tiny bugs while spending most of its short life, just 1 or 2 years, underground. You might never spot one in the wild because they almost never come to the surface. These mole lizards are shy, nearly blind, and live alone in tunnels they dig themselves. Their eyes don't really work and are covered with scales, so they depend on touch and movement to find their way. Even their way of making babies is unusual. The female lays eggs deep in the soil where it's warm and moist. While they may look odd, they're actually really helpful. By digging tunnels, they help water and nutrients reach deep into the earth, and they also control insect numbers. The Mexican mole lizard shows us how amazing life can be underground, in a world we rarely get to see. Rainbow snake that shines like fire. This snake looks like it's made of sunlight and rain. The rainbow boa is one of the most beautiful snakes in the world, shining with colors like a rainbow after rain. Its skin glows under sunlight because of tiny ridges on its scales that break light into many colors, just like a prism. But it's not just pretty. This snake is strong and smart too. It can grow up to 7 feet long and uses its powerful body to wrap around and squeeze its prey, like rats, birds, and even bats. And at night, when everything is dark in the rainforest, this snake uses special heat sensors on its face to find warm-blooded animals. It's a perfect night hunter. But wait, this colorful snake also has a very unique way of bringing new life into the world. Unlike most snakes that lay eggs, rainbow boas give birth to live baby snakes. And those babies, they can hunt from the very first day. These snakes have slow digestion, which means they can go a long time without food. In the wild, they live in South America. From Venezuela to Brazil, deep in the Amazon. But people also love keeping them as pets because they're calm, gentle, and can live for more than 20 years. With their glowing colors and peaceful nature, they're truly nature's shining treasure. Leaf-nosed snake's clever disguise. This snake doesn't just hide, it becomes the forest itself. Deep in the tropical forests of Madagascar lives a snake that looks like a fallen leaf. Yes, its nose is shaped exactly like a dry leaf. This is the Malagasy leaf-nosed snake, and it uses this clever disguise to blend perfectly with leaves on the ground. Most animals walk right past it, never knowing it's there. Even birds and other predators can't spot it. That weird nose isn't just for looks. It's the snake's secret weapon to stay safe and catch dinner. Now here's the twist. This snake doesn't even have venom. While many snakes rely on poison, this one goes old school. It's about 2 to 3 feet long and takes down its prey using the power of its muscles. It strikes fast, grabs its target, and wraps around it like a tightrope, squeezing until the prey can't move. No bite needed, just brains and strength. Between its leaf-like looks and silent hunting style, the Malagasy leaf-nosed snake is one of nature's most surprising hidden gems. Color-changing lizard of the jungle. This lizard doesn't just hide, it performs. Deep inside the jungles of Madagascar lives the panther chameleon, a creature that changes colors like a living light show. When it wants to disappear into the trees, it blends in perfectly. But when it's showing off or feeling moody, it flashes bright reds, greens, and blues that put rainbows to shame. It loves the warm, leafy forests where juicy insects are easy to catch, and it usually grows between 12 and 18 inches long, but some reach 20 inches. Now here's the crazy part. Its eyes can move in different directions at the same time. One eye can look forward while the other watches behind, like it's watching 2 different TV shows at once. Its feet have special toes for grabbing branches tight, and its tail works like an extra hand to keep balance high up in the trees. And every day they show off their amazing skills like jungle artists, with colors that tell their story. Hairy snake with a punk look. This snake looks like it's wearing a wild haircut straight out of a rock concert. The Atheris hispida, also called the hairy bush viper, is not your average smooth-skinned snake. Its body is covered with rough, spiky scales that make it look like it has natural hair. But these sharp-looking scales are not just for style. They help the snake hide perfectly in trees by blending in with leaves and bark. It usually grows up to 2 feet long and lives high in the rainforests of Central Africa, waiting to attack birds, frogs, or small animals from above. And here's the wildest part. It doesn't lay eggs like most snakes. The female keeps the eggs inside her body until the babies are ready to come out fully formed. That's called oviviviparous, and it's super rare for snakes. So between its spiky armor, treetop ambush skills, and strange way of giving birth, this is one of the most unique and sneaky snakes in the world. Fiery red snake that spits venom. This snake looks like it came straight out of a fire. The red-spitting cobra wears bright red, orange, or even pink colors, but not to show off. These colors are a serious warning. Stay away. And if something dares to come close, this cobra can spit its venom with deadly aim, straight into the eyes, up to 8 feet away. It lives in eastern Africa, hiding in dry lands and blending perfectly with the reddish soil. It's about 4 feet long, fast, and super alert. At night, this fiery snake becomes a silent hunter. With sharp eyesight and a strong sense of smell, it chases after frogs, birds, rats, and even other snakes. Its venom does double duty. It scares off enemies and also paralyzes its prey so it can't escape. This snake may be small, but it's full of power and danger. Patchwork beauty snake. This snake looks like it came straight out of an artist's dream. The pied ball python is famous for its bright white patches that break up its normal dark skin pattern. It's like someone splashed white paint all over a black and brown snake. These snakes grow up to 5 feet long and are easy to handle, which is why many people love to keep them as pets. If taken care of properly, they can live for 20 to 30 years. So owning one is a big promise. What makes them even more special is their calm and gentle nature. They're not just beautiful, they're friendly too. Perfect for someone who's getting a pet snake for the first time. And some of these rare pied ball pythons are so eye-catching that people pay over $1,000 just to own one. Whether it's their looks or their peaceful vibe, this snake is truly one of nature's coolest creations. Ghost white cobra. This cobra doesn't hide in the shadows, it shines like a ghost in the daylight. Meet the albino cobra, a rare and stunning creature with bright white skin and pinkish eyes. Unlike normal cobras that are black or brown, this one looks like it came from a dream or a nightmare. Its unique color comes from a condition called albinism, which means it has no melanin, the pigment that gives color to skin and eyes. But life isn't easy for this shining serpent. Because of its glowing color, it's easy to spot, making it a target for predators in the wild. Many albino cobras don't even survive birth, but those that do grow just as big and strong as regular cobras, up to 7 feet long. Even though they behave the same, their ghostly look makes them unforgettable to anyone who sees one. Spiky lizard of the desert. This strange little creature looks like something from a fantasy movie, but it's very real. Meet the thorny devil, a spiky lizard from the dry deserts of central Australia. It only grows about 8 inches long, but its body is fully covered in sharp, thorn-like spikes that help it hide in the sand and bushes. At first glance, it looks like a tiny dragon or a walking cactus, but its most amazing trick, it drinks water without even finding a puddle. When dew or rain touches its skin, the water flows through tiny grooves between the spikes, straight into its mouth like a secret water slide. But that's not all. This tough little lizard can live for 15 to 20 years, which is a long time for a reptile. It survives in the heat by eating ants, thousands of them every day. Its tongue works like a mini vacuum, scooping them up fast. In the middle of a harsh desert where life is hard, the thorny devil has figured out how to stay alive with some of the coolest survival skills in the animal kingdom. Shiny snake from the Western Ghats. This snake looks like it's made of magic. The iridescent shield tail lives deep in the lush, rainy forests of India's Western Ghats. Its body shines with green and blue like a glowing ribbon in the mud. As it moves, its colors change with the light, just like a tiny disco ball sliding through the leaves. But this snake doesn't like being seen. It hides underground most of the time, coming out only during the rainy season when everything is wet and quiet. Most people never even see this snake in their lifetime. It lives secretly, digging through soft soil away from human eyes. But for the few lucky ones who do spot it, the moment feels magical. That flash of shining color, that rare appearance. It's like nature showing off one of its best-kept secrets before the snake disappears again into the ground. Invisible snake of the jungle. Deep in the jungle, there's a snake that hides in plain sight. While walking through thick trees and hanging vines, you might miss it completely, even if it's right in front of you. That's the green vine snake, a slim and bright green reptile that looks just like a real vine. Found in the forests of South and Central America, this snake is between 4 to 6 feet long and uses its body color to blend into the leaves and branches like magic. But what's really strange is how it defends itself. Instead of biting or running, this snake does something clever. It flattens its body and shows a black and white pattern that looks scary, but it's just a trick. Even cooler, its eyes are shaped like keyholes and placed sideways. That helps it judge distance really well, so it can strike its prey with perfect aim, like a silent hunter of the jungle. Sky-colored lizard of Australia. What if you saw a lizard with a tongue the color of the deep ocean? That's exactly what the northern blue-tongued skink looks like. This amazing reptile lives in Australia's grasslands and woodlands, and it's not easy to miss. With a body that can grow up to 20 inches long and scales in shades of brown and cream, each one has its own cool pattern, like a walking artwork. But the real surprise? That shocking blue tongue. When danger comes close, it sticks out its tongue like a bright warning sign instead of running or fighting. This blue-tongued rebel isn't just rare, it's tough, too. These skinks can live up to 20 years, which means they're in it for the long haul. Their strong, scaly bodies and flashy colors make them one of the most unique lizards out there. And if you ever wanted one as a pet, you'd need between $150 and $500. But owning one means more than just a cool look. It's like having a little piece of Australia's wild beauty right in your home. Real-life Spider-Man lizard. This little lizard looks like it came straight out of a superhero movie. The Mwanza flat-headed rock agama, also called the Spider-Man agama, has bright red and blue colors that make it look like it's wearing a superhero suit. You'll find it climbing rocks in Tanzania, Kenya, and Rwanda, soaking up the sun. It's about the size of a TV remote and changes color depending on the weather, bright to attract mates or scare rivals, and dull brown to hide when it's cold. But don't be fooled by its beauty. Keeping one as a pet is a big job. They live for up to 15 years and need a steady supply of insects like beetles and spiders to stay healthy. This lizard may be small, but it acts like a boss. Male agamas fight for the best rock spots by showing off with head bobs, push-ups, and bright colors to scare away other males. The strongest ones get the sunniest places, while the rest take whatever's left. They love sunbathing and need rocky areas to stay warm. If you ever think about keeping one, you'll need to give it plenty of space to climb, the right heat and humidity, and time to watch their wild behavior. From battles to love dances, they're more fun to watch than a superhero movie. Rolling dragon lizard. This tiny lizard looks like a baby dragon and has a trick that stuns every predator. Found in South Africa's rocky deserts, the armadillo-girdled lizard grows up to just 4 inches and wears tough, armor-like scales that look like a pine cone. But the real surprise? When it's scared, it grabs its tail with its mouth and rolls into a spiky ball. That rolling defense turns its body into a fortress, making it almost impossible to bite or grab. No wonder people call it nature's little tank. But there's more to this lizard than just its cool armor. Unlike most lizards that live alone, this one prefers company. It stays in small family groups and even grooms each other to build bonds. It hides in rock cracks during the hot daytime and comes out at night to munch on insects, and sometimes even tiny plants. Many people want it as a pet, but it's not cheap. It can cost between $200 and $500, and it needs a special setup with heat, rocks, and live bugs to stay happy. Sadly, too much pet trade and shrinking homes in the wild are putting this amazing creature at risk. Monster lizard of the islands. This isn't your average little lizard running up a wall. This beast is the king of them all. The Komodo dragon can grow as long as 10 feet and weigh over 150 pounds. Its body is covered in thick, rough scales that look like armor, and its strong tail and sharp claws make it look like a creature from the time of dinosaurs. With a nose that can smell prey from miles away and a bite full of venom that causes massive damage, these giants rule their island homes. And when they eat, they don't mess around. One Komodo dragon can swallow up to 80% of its body weight in a single meal, then crash out like it's had the world's biggest food coma. But there's more to this giant than just size and power. Even though they look slow, Komodo dragons can suddenly sprint at 12 miles per hour to chase down their prey. They eat everything from deer to buffalo, and they don't mind cleaning up leftovers either. Sometimes they hunt alone, but they've also been seen working together and following a kind of pecking order in groups. And here's a wild twist. Females can lay eggs without even needing a male. It's called parthenogenesis, and it makes sure these powerful reptiles can survive even when they're cut off from the rest. And that's just a glimpse of the wildest reptiles out there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell because there's more unbelievable nature coming your way.